Hey everyone, welcome to Stoke Hunters, where we talk with different people around the world to hear their journey, what makes good days, how they find them, and how they're hunting for more. Today, for episode 4, we have Andrew from the Glide Factory. For people who don't know what the Glide Factory is, it's a snowboarder owned and operated tune shop in Calgary. They focus on community and snowboard culture while providing fast times for those who love to glide. And let's welcome Andrew. Welcome, Andrew.
Hello, how are you, Jared?
Good, and yourself?
We're doing great. Yeah, another amazing day without much snow, but people are gearing up for it.
I know it's been a weird couple of years. It's been really dry in the last couple of Novembers, I feel.
Yes, I would agree. So yeah, let's hope for some snow. Even if it's a late snowfall, I'm interested. Let's get it.
We'll sacrifice a few skateboarders for some snow.
Yeah, maybe a scooter kid or two.
So for the people who are listening, how about you tell us the origin story of Glide Factory and the mission?
Yeah, the Glide Factory essentially started out of my garage about 4 years ago. Good friend Sandy and I would tune up in the garage. We had a few friends also join us a few times. And I guess, yeah, I don't know. It was that first year of COVID. We all got put on like COVID relief. And I ended up starting my business through my garage because most stores were closed at like 5 p.m. And so I ended up taking in boards in the evenings, and then I went into a parental leave, which left me time in the evenings, kind of ish. But when you're only doing a couple boards an evening, it was nice. And then the next year, I decided to quit my job, and my wife and I found this space that we're currently in. And yeah, that's into year 3.
Uh-oh. Is that Andrew frozen? Oh.
Oh. Are we back?
Yeah, we're back.
Okay. Where do you think we got cut off there? I kind of noticed it.
Yeah, I noticed it too. I'm like, is that me or am I frozen? Right about where after you went full time.
Yeah, so we're full time now, 3 years going, and we've had a lot of support from the community. And yeah, we've kind of grown into this cool family of friends and homies that work here that are more like family than co-workers or whatever. But we're all here for the same reason, and it's to put gear out that we would ride personally. We don't put anything out we wouldn't jump on as far as a tune goes. Quality is everything. And yeah, man, like just being able to provide a good, fast turnaround and quality service.
Yeah, because you guys started out doing one day, like next day turnaround, and I think you still are one of the few who does it all the time.
Yeah. For the most part, everything's 24 hours. We do have times where we get a bit backlogged, especially this year. We're seeing more growth, but this year we have 3 employees. We got a Saturday guy and 2 like full-time-ish guys that work during the week with me. Just want to give a shout out to those guys, Ian, Matlock, and Mike, and of course my wife. But yeah, we're just I don't even know what to say. It's all coming together.
It's been a good time.
Yeah, most definitely stressful. As you know, running a business does not stop by any means. So yeah, I think we're coming into the third year with the most momentum. So our 24-hour turnaround does get a little pushed, but people are understanding. And I would say we've learned that about 80% of people don't need their boards the next day. It's been a good learning lesson. So, people just tell us when they need it by, and for the most part, we can just make it happen.
Yeah. When I was in university, I worked at Ski West, so I familiar with the tune side of things a little bit. And it's always funny where you ask them when they need something, they're like, "Oh, can I get it tomorrow?" And you're like, "But when are you actually?" And it'll be like Christmas time. And you're like, "When are you going riding?" "Well, I'm not going to go riding for like 2 weeks." It's like, why do you need it tomorrow then?
Yeah, sometimes you got to pay to play. We do have a skip the line service fee, and some people want to get it right away, and we understand
that. Is that a 6-pack of PBR or?
That definitely helps to the equation. There is an additional charge, but the PBR really ensures your spot and ensures craftsmanship at its finest.
Yeah. And like speaking of like, being in the garage with the homies and like grassroots and building that community, I saw you guys have a new thing, like the Tuners Carve Club.
Yeah, so I just decided that we needed to put a carve club together. I got inspired by some other people that I've seen online and some friends of us. We've talked about it, but never really pulled the trigger. And now that I have a bit of momentum with the Glide Factory and trying to get more community involvement, I think a ride night is essential. Definitely taking a big note from Warren up at Easy Rider, putting together ride days and things like that. I really see that as a benefit to the snowboard community, and it's breaking down the barriers of snowboarding. It's like, let's just go carve. It doesn't matter if it's like 8 turns to the bottom, So every Thursday, 7 to 9 p.m., as long as we're in town. We are going to do it this coming Thursday. The next Thursday, we're away up in Edmonton for Big Air with the Canadian snowboard team. And then we'll continue the week after. So yeah, Tuners Carve Club. Check it out. We're digging trenches.
Nice. Yeah. I started doing local rides up here in Edmonton, and because we're a lot further away from the mountains, so it's hard to do those day trips. I'm always impressed when people drive like 8 hours in a day to go skiing from Edmonton. But yeah, the night rides are fun, and it's a good way, like you said, to lower the barrier and just have a good time.
Yeah, exactly. That's what we're looking to do for sure.
And then the snowboard museum. Can you tell me more about that? Like, I know it's a friend of yours, or?
Yeah, Jeff is running the snowboard museum. He's currently, spearheading the maintaining the history and culture of snowboarding. He's got an amazing collection. I don't even know how many boards. I don't think he could tell you how many boards. But he is definitely a staple in snowboarding. And if you have time, check him out and what he's trying to accomplish. I don't know all the details, but a physical museum where people can go and enjoy the boards from 70s, 80s, 90s, up to the current, which is pretty cool. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's super cool. And you have quite a collection too. I saw like a few posted on your Instagram of a good collection as well.
Yeah, so I definitely enjoy collecting old boards. I think there's something about the graphics, how they were built like so heavy, and the quality wasn't there, and it just shows on like where we're at now with snowboarding and technology and side cuts, and then you find these odd boards that already have the technology that they're claiming is new, and it's like these spoon nose or early rise or whatever. It was done actually by some weird European brand, but who cares? But yeah, I love old boards. I love new boards. We do vintage snowboard restoration here. So as my collection has grown and I enjoy cleaning them up, really making them look good again as best as possible, and getting into really redoing and refinishing top sheets, getting clear coats back together and looking like there's no binding rash, looking fresh to death. So yeah, we do more. We've been doing a bunch of that, and we have a couple guys that collect that have been gracious enough to support and get their boards all done up so they can, have them on the wall proudly, and be stoked that that was maybe their first board, or they just have a connection with it. Because pro model boards they're like the baseball cards for snowboarders. You got a pro model, it means more. There's a lot more to it. I personally feel.
I agree, and you get such cool graphics sometimes. Like, I think the only person I've seen, and I'm probably wrong because I don't like see all the details in it and everything, but like Chris Bentchetler with all his art on his skis every year, like it's such a cool vibe.
Yeah, there's many artists just within all the different companies that it's cool to see that there's a value behind keeping these boards, and showing kids roll in here and they see these old boards on the wall. It might spark a conversation about that snowboarder or whoever pro model board we have featuring at the moment, or like, who's Craig Kelly? Oh, well, let's take a look at who this person is and why style and carving and powder is so important versus just doing tricks and rails, which is also freaking amazing, and I love all that as well. So it's cool to see more people getting into everything from vintage to
Yeah, it definitely cool how you can, and I think snowboarding really like brought that out, especially with like where skiing was back in the day, and then like snowboarding wasn't allowed and people got to act the way they did, and then like that kind of made skiing a lot cooler.
I don't know about that, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird times out there.
Well, yeah, I switched to the dark side. I just the traversing is nice on skis.
Yeah,
but nothing beats pow turns on a snowboard.
I'll agree with you there. If there's something that we're going to agree about in these last 3 statements, this is it. I got you. You're in. It's like over your head. You're in the white room. It's a different feeling. I have skied. I've tried skis, and I do see that how people can get that thrill of a carve. So, yeah, that's what it's about at the very end of the day.
Yeah. Get out, have fun, whatever it is, and then razz each other a little bit, and make sure you let your snowboard friends get a pull in the flat spots.
Or if they're fully tuned, it won't even be an issue.
Yeah, mock speed. They'll just pass me in the flats.
Yeah, it may happen. You never know.
So over your 3 years, what's kind of some of the memorable stories you've heard from customers or that you've experienced?
Oh man, just like I don't even know. That is a on the spot question, eh? It's just been such an adventure the whole entire time that hard to pick and choose. But the first one would just be like getting the keys to the shop, and the shop's like empty. Oh, am I freezing? I'm good.
No.
Clear. Sorry, thought I froze there. But yeah, when we had the shop and it was empty and there was not a single bit of paint on the wall or the floors, and there wasn't a single thing in here, and just realizing, how we needed to fill it up. And yeah, and then the first day, the grand opening really surprised me. The amount of people, friends, family, homies, people that just kind of followed along on the first part of the journey, like the first 250, 500 followers on the first season I did it. And we just had a banger day, and it was great people and good energy. And I don't know, it was like the best day of the month too. Like everybody just showed up, so I could just get to work and start to figure out what this journey is. And then the next memorable, it's kind of it's like a two-parter, but long story short, Ian, who works here, he had booked an appointment in to get his board all tuned up here at the Glide Factory. But the day before was, I guess, a Monday, and I was closed on Monday. So I go to Sunshine, cruising out back door, and there's some kids hanging out. When I say kids, like 20-year-olds. And somehow somehow we started chatting with them, and I gave them some cheesy promo code and said, hey, come to the Glide Factory, and if you say this, then you get 10% off. And Ian was like, yo! It was also a magical powder day. So everybody dropped in, and it was hoots and hollers the whole way down. Ended up seeing him the next day when he dropped his board off. He's like, do you need any help? I'm like, I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm doing it, but I don't know. And then I just was like, you know what? If you're going to help, just like show up. And then he came to pick up his board. And I literally think since that day came to pick up his board, he just like hasn't left. Yeah. He's been hooked in since, and he's like become a little brother, little homie, whatever. But good, solid dude, and would say that has like become a staple. And then meeting the other pieces of the Glide Factory family that has become. And I'm not just saying like the dudes that I have hired, but like the people that are coming for Rent a Bench, showing up, hanging out, coming to our little events that we have. There's too many to name, but it's crazy. And then first vintage snowboard show, we had Neon Dion DJing. We had like 80 boards, and again, like I don't know, or 50 people in the shop at one time. Like as a first, that felt really amazing and dope. And then we did it again year 2 with just as much energy. So those events that we are putting on are definitely the most memorable. And I hope to do more of those. And I think that, Tuners Carve Club and weekly Rent-A-Benches is kind of going to be our next pathway of trying to get the community together.
That's super rad. And like every time I go on Instagram, there's like something because I'm up in Edmonton now, I'm not down there anymore. And it's like every time I'm like, man, I wish I was down there so I could come out to these events. Yeah, man. It's I don't know. Maybe the right Edmonton person will get inspired by what we're doing here and, do it up there. I know Warren has a great little community going on at Easy Rider, and they host lots of little amazing events as well. Yeah, I like that. I always see them out. Well, he's always out at like first run at Snow Valley before his shop even opens, and then they have their carve nights too, which is super cool to see. Yeah, the idea of going snowboarding for like an hour before working all day, it's the friggin' best. He got the memo. Yeah. Yeah, it's a nice spot. I'm just, I think, 5 minutes south of it, so it's an easy thing to have a couple carves in the morning before work, which is nice. It's like your guys' proximity to the mountains, where it's only like 45 minutes for a good weekend. Yeah, I guess Nikiska is not too far, but yeah, Windsport is our snow valley. Yeah, and a lot bigger park, bigger terrain, just because all the pros come train there, which is sweet to see too. It is the Olympic Park. Yeah. So can you tell me some art and science behind like the perfect tune? Just accept that it's like boards are so wide, they're never going to be perfectly flat unless it's for like GS or some downhill racing spandex kind of racing thing. Then you can get there. But the recipe is to just like hit all your spots, make sure you got a nice edge, detune tip tail, and then apply wax accordingly. And the main thing is to just because you got a wax at the beginning of the season and you go out riding 5 times, you're not necessarily going to be the same fastness at the same flat spots
as you were. So maintaining your gear is going to give it more longevity. And yeah, overall, just keep it fast.
Have you found, like, because like, yeah, working in Ski West, I need to like tune every like 3 to 5 times for like a quick wax. Do you find when boards are better tuned up that they like don't get jammed with like core shots and stuff as much, or
No. If you're hitting that rock, you're hitting that rock. Doesn't matter how good your tune was. There's no prevention of destruction of the base. No, I just I don't know, man. It's they say that it's every 3 to 5 times, but it's not really, because when you go out riding, you're gonna have sap, you're gonna have oils on your base, maybe some Timmy hose, a little bit of dog hair from the back of the SUV or whatever. The main thing is to have a clean base. So what I always recommend to people is to carry some sort of brush, like snowboard brush with you, nylon, super simple to get one. And your best wax is going to be your first wax. And if you're really wanting to like stay quick out there, then it's like, you wax every time. Like, leave nothing up to chance. You wax every time you go snowboarding or skiing, and you're going to have the best results. Day 2 will be a little bit slower. Day 3 will be a little bit slower, but it's not going to be that much because we're lucky enough to be going downhill. So it's gradual enough to the point where you don't think you need it. And then when you're at top of Sunshine and you're heading towards Jackrabbit Chair, and you used to be able to make it all the way, and now you're having to unbuckle and push or get your ski poles and start jamming in. It's time.
It's time to head over to Glide Factory.
The key to wax is maintaining, and that's why we also encourage people to like pick up an at-home kit, make a little bench. You don't need much. People are like, oh, I need to buy these vices that are $150. Well, you could use a couple of 2x4s and some carpet. Rest your board up on top. And then I don't know. We want to encourage people to tune and to do that simple thing. And the least would be to take a brush, and once your board or skis is room temperature and dry, give it a bit of a brush out, and it's going to take off anything that's on top and kind of give you a bit of a fresh layer underneath.
Nice. So how did you get into snowboarding?
How did I get into snowboarding? I grew up skateboarding, and then long story short, we moved around a bunch, but we ended up where my parents grew up in Sudbury, Ontario. And with skateboarding being kind of what I did growing up, once I moved to Canada, we were able to have snowboarding. So I found a snowboard in a garbage can, and then I bought some liquid bindings and Burton tribute boots from Sport Check. Convinced my dad. I was like, listen, all my friends snowboard. I need to snowboard. I got a board. I just need this. It seemed too easy. So I rode that board for a season. Then my dad bought me a board. And then we ended up moving from Ontario after about a half year of school. And then I ended up finishing high school in Edmonton. Living by the Derrick Club. So it was either, go to school or go to Snow Valley. Go to Snow Valley and go snowboarding. It seemed way better. And then I ended up working there, and I actually started in their tech shop. I think this guy Chris Booth was the tech, and he snowboarded, and I was like, this guy's so dope. From there, made my way down to Calgary and then out to the coast and back. Snowboarding started for me around 16, and I've just been hooked.
Nice. What did tuning look like back then? Do you remember?
I still do a lot of the same things, to be honest. If not, I do them the wrong way, but better. or the wrong way so many times that it's become the way. So yeah, I've taken and sampled everything from every shop I've worked at, as well as additional, like, the internet's so dope. You can see what everyone's doing these days. So yeah, taking that trial and error, riding snowboards that are tuned differently. And now with the shop, just like trying to dive more into the competitive side of it, and waxing athletes' boards versus your you and me's that just love to go and hoot and holler and have a great time. They're two different beasts almost. It's starting to feel.
Yeah. Do you find with the professionals that that they like things like not like like some like if like 89 degrees was like the perfect sharpness, do you find they like it a little different, like maybe like 87 or something like like unique to them more so?
I haven't really had that many requests, and to be honest, with slope style, big air, and a little bit of pipe that I've done. Pipe, I would say yes, we do run like a 1 degree on the base, 2 degree on the side, which I guess would give you an 87, and it really helps for hold on the way up. The slope style and big air guys are like, buddy, don't even touch my edges. Don't even think about them. Just clean them up. I'm used to this. This is what I enjoy, and it's perfect. We just clean them up with diamond stones usually, and then I've had a couple ask for some sharpening. So running 0.5 on the base generally sharpens them up, and 2 degree on the side.
Nice. What was the board that came out back in the day that had that had no edges? The Forum
The Destroyer.
The Destroyer.
Yeah, dude. Board. I have one.
You have or had?
Oh, it was actually mine. My buddy Aaron bought it.
Yeah.
And then Adam and Aaron was working, and then Adam and I went snowboarding, and then I don't know what we were hitting, but I took a big chunk out of the nose, and then gave it back to him. I was like, sorry, dude, like whatever, it has no edges. And then we reconnected probably after 10 years last year, and somehow he brought the board down to my shop, and then I tuned it, and now it's actually at my house in the living room with no edges, because if it ever falls off with kids around, there's no edges. And I made the base look really, really sick. So. Yeah.
How many?
Sorry, go ahead.
You have 3 little ones?
I got 3 kids. And they're wild.
Do they rip?
Yeah, they rip. They do, and I don't know why I like at the start there. They absolutely do. They do rip. And I've been gonna say about 18 more times. I've been trying not to this entire time. So yeah, Rowan is now at the age where we're gonna be at COP. We're gonna be ripping. We have a mini ramp in our backyard. We've been playing around with that. So yeah, we're in it. They all snowboard. They started on snowboards, and they seem to like it. They like to wax their boards here at the shop and help out and do things. So they're definitely part of the team as well. When I describe the Glide Factory fan.
The cuteness factor, they'll just be like, sorry, your board was it took us a little longer, here you go, and then they won't even complain that it was not 24 hours.
You got to keep the cuteness around. The bosses, they hold it down for sure.
So what, like I've seen the new, or maybe it's not new, I've just seen them come out a little bit, but it's like that, it goes into your drill and then like spins to, you put it on the board, like.
Yeah. So those are called roto brushes, and they just really help put out a nice fine finish and take off any wax chunks that might have been left on during scrape or after scrape. And they do a really great job of doing a lot of work for you. And when we're putting through, X amount of boards and skis a day, those roto brushes really, really do work with you.
When did they first appear in like tuning?
Forever. Yeah, they've been.
Oh,
It's
they've
been
been
it's
around.
been it's been a thing. Yeah. This company just started making them this year. Board Butter Glide Wax. They're an amazing Revelstoke based company. We've been with them since I've been in the garage. And this year they sent me out a nice package as well to make sure that we had all brand new clean tools for working with the Canadian team. Everything with working with athletes on that higher level. There's certain waxes you can and cannot use. So to make sure that we have no cross contamination on anything, then we're just going to run all new tools. But the roto brushes in nylon and horsehair both really do a really fine job. So yes, you should get some. They're dope.
I had everything. I think I still do in a box. I just never took it out, and I need to start paying attention to my skis a little bit more.
Yeah, man. Just because you have poles to keep you going, you shouldn't have to use them, man.
Yeah, exactly. That board butter, that's Jesse, right?
Yeah, Jesse and Kaz.
Nice. Yeah, I chatted with Jesse. He rides our goggles out in Kicking Horse, so he's always sending down.
That dude's a straight legend, holding it down for the team for sure.
Speaking of like throwing down and like stuff, where's been your best ski spots or snowboard spots over the years?
I don't know. I love our locals. Don't get me wrong. I've had many knee to waist deep powder days. Been there on the lucky days. Nelson, the Kootenays, Whitewater holds a spot in my heart. I went to Selkirk College and took ski resort operations and management. Pretty high tech thing that they offer there. Which allowed for me to shred POW majority of days. And then, I would also, what else would I add to that list? Red Mountain, both. Yeah, you hit red or white on a POW day, call it a day. Kicking Horse is great. I've been privileged enough to go to New Zealand and ride down there. There's, Remarkables would be one. Snow Park, if it was still around. But I don't know. It's all situational on POW, conditions, park versus not. So, but Honey Hole, man, Whitewater. Don't tell me. That's the spot.
I don't think my life goal is to ski all the mountain resorts in the world, and I've done all of Canada, and so I separate it by province because like you can't compare Alberta to BC just because like they get puked on way more. But Whitewater's my favorite in BC, then Red, and then it's smaller, but Powder King up in Mackenzie, like they get so much snow.
Oh, definitely.
And I call Whitewater like the pillow capital of the world. Like there's so many pillows to fly off there.
It is, it's another level. You get a midweek, no tourists, chairs open, backside hits. I don't know. It's a magical place. And I would love to go ride there more
often. What's their tourist like? Like I feel like when they have tourists, it would be like an extra like 5 people. Like it's so in the middle of nowhere that it's got to keep a lot of people away.
I don't know. I haven't lived there for quite a few years, so I don't really know what the current situation is. But I definitely feel it's getting at least more camper vans in the parking lot or sprinters.
I think COVID really taught people that they can go find these cool places and like live in vans.
Yeah. Yes. They can.
And especially with like I remember when COVID first hit and COVID did what the Western mountain resort group tried to do in like 20 years. COVID did it 10 times better in 3 for like demand and everything. It's been wild to see.
Yeah, no
So for anyone who like wants to like treat their board better, like what would be like the first thing to get, would you say? Would it be like a diamond stone just to like take out some of the burrs and stuff? And
yeah, I'd almost say a gummy stone. So it's not going to really take off effective edge, but it's going to deburr, take rust off any gunk. So yeah, gummy stone would be like the first thing. If you had to pick only one thing and you had $20 in your pocket, that's what I would buy. And then a brush, and then I'd get just a kit to start, man. Support your local shop, go buy a kit. They're $150. Wax and sharpen at the shop is, $40-45. So if you feel that you can do these types of maintenance things in between getting a base grind, then more power to you. I think people can do it. We now have a YouTube channel as well, where we're starting some tutorials up, and we just put on kind of how to do the basic wax at home. Nothing really fancy as far as edges and stuff is concerned. Just get an iron, get some wax, get a scraper. That's actually probably what I'd recommend you buy first. Just get that. You're going to be invested anywhere from $60 to $160, depending on what kit or if you buy individual pieces. But yeah.
Nice. Yeah, I didn't watch it yet, but I saw your most recent YouTube video on
when you're looking to break out your skis for a basement wax, dude, hit up my video. I got you.
Nice. I will definitely do that because I know where my box is with my iron. I just don't know how much skiing I'll end up doing this year. We got some family stuff coming up, but I won't say anything yet. So what are future plans you see this year with Glide Factory?
Future plans, it's just a day by day. We're just really taking it day by day. We really want to, instill the community with our rides and rent-a-bench nights. But I don't know. I don't know the future. We just we got another 2 years in this current location, and then we can decide if we need to become bigger or stay here. But the big thing is to be able to not only sustain the shop and my personal life, but also those that I employ as well. That's a big thing for me, is now like having to take care of the boys as well, making sure you're paid on time, you got your shit, everything's dialed, everything at the shop is here for you, you're organized. It's a new level this year than it has been.
Adds a little bit to stressful nights.
Yeah, I'm lucky. I do actually sleep pretty freaking good. I'm just up early, so like I'm at the shop 5 a.m., 5:30, and I do stuff until the family wakes up, and then I get the text, "Hey, come home," and then drop kiddos off at school, come back, and then I usually have someone scheduled to come in and help me work, and so.
Nice. I see your art in the corner. I remember when you guys first start, like I remember seeing all those cool art pieces pop up on Instagram when you first created your account. Who like was that like was that your artist, or was it like together where you came up with cool?
No, so Jared Players Go Places on Instagram. He great shred homie. Like if he lived here, he'd be probably one of the first people I call to go ride snowboards together. But when I started it, I did like a few posts or whatever, and he was like, "That's whack. Like, here you go. Here's a couple things for you," because he had just been really starting to emerge as someone who's doing marketing and graphic design and stuff like that. Started to settle in. He lives in Bali actually right now. But he's just he's fed the dream to the point where I'm able to pay him a little bit of money each month and get some designs off him, and he puts together a theme, and I just say sick, like let's go. Like I don't need to tell him anything. He knows. He's got his thumb on the pulse for what kind of brand identity we're looking to put out there.
Yeah, it's definitely some beautiful art. And jealous that he's in Bali where he probably surfs every morning.
He does not. He hates the water. Not interested whatsoever. I'm surprised as well. I don't need to get into it with you about his non-surfing, but yes.
How did he pick Bali then if he doesn't like the water?
I don't know, man. I think he found an Australian lady, and they have a beautiful child out there, and they're doing their thing. Yeah, nice weather. Like, if you're not gonna have POW, like you might as well have beaches and all the goods, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, powder first, then nice weather.
Yeah, I'm about that.
I would have -40 all winter in Edmonton if I could have a POW day every day I went snowboarding. Or
imagine like urban POW days, like Snow Valley gets a POW day every day, but it's -40.
I'd be out there. I wish I want to go do ski club once just because they have like the super tube. I love those green tubes so much.
Okay, yeah.
They just don't hurt. I'm old.
That's fair.
Or hurt as much. So, going day by day, and obviously snowboarding is your passion. How is it balancing it with business?
I tune more boards than days I ride on the hill. That's become something that I needed to accept. But yeah, no, we try to make time for snowboarding, and yeah, we shut the shop down on Mondays. And if we had more snow, I'd probably be already out there right now, but it's so dry and bare. I'm just gonna ride COP until we get some more snow in the mountains. But yeah, so
that's fair. Yeah, I haven't even made it down there yet, but at least you guys have wind sport right now. I don't even know what it was +6 here today, and so they can't even make snow right now.
Yeah, we're a little chillier here, which is weird to see that Edmonton is getting that Chinook.
Yeah, it has been like, because I remember when I was up here for school in like the early 2012 and whatnot, and like I remember like Edmonton was like, you don't go out in winter because like you just freeze to death.
Right.
And then coming back up here in 2020, we haven't had a bad, like maybe we'll have like a week of cold like everywhere else, but like we haven't had bad winters yet.
Right. Yet. It hasn't hit yet.
1080 J-Man was saying, talk about your injury, Andrew.
Oh yeah. I hurt my leg, my knee. Got it. I fractured my tibia plateau. Messed up some stuff with my knee coming down on the west line at COP. And yeah, I'm coming back off injury. Thursday night's going to be my first night back. I haven't snowboarded since Boxing Day last year.
Wow. That's got to be that's a big gap and got to be hard.
Yeah, it's weird. But we'll get back in. We're getting back in there. We've been doing lots of training, pump track, skateboarding. We're doing it.
Nice. And then XLJ is asking you to teach about a front lip.
Yeah, maybe I don't know. We'll see how the old knee feels, but Thursday I will definitely be on that directional carving machine to get back into gliding on snow.
There's snowboarding has some cool shapes.
Yeah, it's shapes have evolved from being dope to now like not, and then they were not, and then now it's like super super sick to have a cool shape.
Have you come across the brand Evolution Surfcraft down in California?
Elevate.
Oh yeah, Elevate. Sorry. Yeah.
Yeah, elevated surfcraft. Yeah, I have. They have a really cool thing going. They offer cool shapes, cool boards that are nice to ride, and yeah, I like that vibe. It offers a bit more openness to the snowboard community, and for those people that in that beginner, intermediate, even advanced level can get out and enjoy some turns on something like that. So I dig it.
Yeah, I like their shapes are really cool. What's the weirdest shape you've ever seen?
I saw a shape the other week on the internet where it was like a raven's head made by LibTech for the legendary bank slalom. That one sticks out in my mind at the moment. But yeah, LibTech does some really cool stuff with shapes, and they'll have like a cat or whatever as the nose. And then yeah, like Battalion's got a crazy fishtail. There's a lot of cool ones out there.
Yeah. So was this your biggest, like, was that like wrecking your leg and everything? Was that your biggest injury at your, like, to date?
Yeah, no, it's definitely up there. I've broken my wrist and knuckles and stuff like that. But yeah, this would probably be like my heaviest injury. And it took a lot more work to come back to. Like, yeah, potentially being full strength. So
How, when you're going through that and, like, coming through recovery, because I haven't broken anything yet, knock on wood, how do you, like, it's got to be probably a little hard when you can't do the sport you love. So, like, how do you make sure to stay, like, positive?
man, that's just, yeah, every day staying positive. I haven't had a bad day yet. It's something you will definitely catch coming out of my mouth. So yeah, I don't know. It was weird. Like the injury happened, and then everybody around me pulled together to make sure that the shop would be able to at least sustain itself, which it did. We didn't get completely in the hole from it, but we definitely had to spend a lot more money to keep everything going due to the growth and paying the right people to help out when we were down there for a bit. So yeah, and now able to like hire them on full time this year.
That's awesome. And yeah, getting the right people can, like, take things to the next level, which is always amazing to see.
It's weird. I didn't even choose them. They like chose like me. Like, I got you. Okay, thank you. And then yeah, just letting it all happen was a big thing. Letting go.
Yeah, definitely a hard thing. And, it's taken me time to do it. And now it's like, we have artists who come and create different designs for us. But yeah, when I first did things, it was hard to let other people in.
Yeah, you have to, or else you're not going to grow.
Yeah. I now how I say it is, it's like, when an artist wants to make something cool, I'll be like, here's our logo, here's our words, like, design it how you have a good day, or like, this is our slogan, always good days, but make it yourself, because, like, I have no right to tell you how to have a good day. It's like how you design it.
Yeah, exactly.
So J-Man was saying you demo a lot of boards too down there?
Well, yeah, last year we did offer some high-end demos. Didn't really get the response that we were looking for. We are going to offer a little bit this year. And then on Thursdays, I'll bring out a few extra boards and see if anyone wants to try anything out. So, yeah.
That'd be cool. I'm always impressed when people can, like, carve and get super low and, like, hang maybe like an inch off the ground, or just, like, slide on their, like, forearms.
Yeah. That's the idea. Get low, have fun, whatever.
I'm excited to see it. I think it'll be, you guys always do something cool, so I think it'll be nothing short of that.
Yeah.
And your guys in your comments are blowing it up. I bet they'll all be there.
We'll see. I don't. Can I see the comments? I'm not even looking.
Oh, you can't. You can't.
I didn't click over.
We got some Cowboys.
Yeah, definitely. Talk about the Stranda. Yeah, we carried Stranda last year. Crazy company. I wish I actually got to ride one, but our homie Ryman has been on the Biru and just has not put it down. He says it's freaking amazing. We had a few endeavors from the Archetype to the Scout, and they did just confirm that we'll most likely have Archetype and Scout back in this season because this Archetype has this wicked tail, amazing performance behind it. So, yeah, definitely dig that. So.
Yeah, I remember Endeavor when I was snowboarding back in the early the early 2000s or late 2000s, I guess. They were like popping off then, and then yeah.
Oh, it's Jonah and Jesse. Of course, they're chirping in the chat here. Those two are great. Which I know I'm going to see Jesse on Thursday, and Jonah's just recovering from some snowboarding, but I'm assuming we'll be joining us very soon.
Yeah. And it's nice that it's always consistent on Thursdays. So once people start seeing it on Instagram and stuff, then it's like, oh, just come out the next Thursday.
Yeah, exactly. That's pretty much it. Yeah, let's do it a weekly thing so people just know that's the spot to be on a Thursday night.
Yeah.
Unless we go there and it's like all set up with like race gates and we can't really like go anywhere, then we might switch the night. But I think Thursdays are looking, the tide's looking pretty good.
You guys can just carve the race gates way faster than them anyways, I bet.
I'm not it. Yeah, maybe get in there.
It's funny though. Like I remember seeing all the race. Like I'm not a ski racer or anything, but it'd be like they'd go do the gates and then you'd see them in the park, and I was like, why don't you just go join a freestyle club if you want to hang out on this side?
Yeah, multidiscipline. No, I get it. Whatever. People racing is I don't know. It's a weird one. It's weird that snowboard racing and SPX is in like a lower hype rate right now, I guess.
Yeah, you don't see very, like I've never seen, well, that's not true. Sunridge has some snowboard racing and stuff. They always have the gates up and everything. They're fun to bomb on.
Yeah, no doubt.
When they let the public into it.
Yeah.
So do you know your best snowboard day? Like, do you have it in your mind? Like, do you always remember it?
Yeah, definitely. I have that day for sure.
What is it?
For sure. It's a day up at Baldface riding knee away steep POW. And yeah, that's it. Just in touch with the world that's going around and so much snow, you have no idea. So I'd say a day up at Baldface would definitely be
Baldface with MFM.
Yeah, with MFM, my heel blanc. Yeah, that's it. It's my best day.
Because like you're coming up for like slope jet or like the big air and everything. Are you normally at Holy Bowly too?
No, we just go out and support. I think Holy Bowly is an amazing event, but there's no real need to have like a tuner at the top of an event like that. That's more jam session format, hang out with the homies, have some beers, and yeah, a more deeper connection to snowboard culture and community than some of these like really big extravagant events, which it is also part of it all. So not comparable. I'll just go with.
Yeah, I'm excited for the big air to come back up.
And we'll see you there.
Yeah.
All right. Dope. Excited.
Yeah. Crush some beers or.
I'll be working.
Well, after.
Yeah, definitely after. We're going to be up there from the 5th to the 10th. And then we're hoping to sneak a little ride day in, maybe at Ski Club, because it's not too far from where we're staying downtown.
Fingers crossed they can get snow.
I know. Is snow valuable?
No, none of them are yet. They're talking like January right now. It's tough. We had an early one. I remember when I first moved up here and found Snow Valley, I got like the midweek pass, and I think I went like 10 times in 2 weeks. Right.
Yeah, it's the best. I don't know. Whether you're out on skis or snowboard, it's the best.
It's just, yeah. As much as, yeah, I like Raz. It's fun to Raz because, like, you know, that's no different than Calgary Flames versus Edmonton Oilers. I don't know. I'm a Flames fan, but, you know, it's the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's definitely same vibes for sure.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And yeah, I saw that today. Revel Stoke postponed their opening, which is, I've never seen that.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. I guess we need snow, man. We need it. We need it. We need it so bad, Jonah. We need that snow.
We need people to start doing like snow dances and stuff.
Yeah.
Would it just be a rain dance? Because then it would just turn rain into snow. I don't know.
That's not a question that I'm able to answer.
No, I know. That's just my bad ADD thoughts. I'm like, is there a snow dance or is that just rain? But I guess we're coming to the end. So for anyone, like how do you make sure you have good days?
Oh man. I don't know, man. It's outlook on life, it's positivity, thinking about what you're gonna do, what your next move is gonna be, and thinking about what the next consequence or reaction or action will happen with what you're doing. So every day. Pardon me?
Have you always had that outlook in life of positivity, or did you have to learn it?
I learned it. I had a motorcycle accident, and yeah, changed a lot of perspectives on things. But also, I think having kids has really shown me how to be like a better dude. And yeah, I would even say before that, like getting married and understanding communication with my wife, like that made me a better person on being positive every day, and still work towards it. Like, yeah, you do have some shit days out there, but gotta make the best of it.
Well, I don't know if you had good days every day, like, you know, like perfect days. I feel like you wouldn't know after a while. Like it would just, like, you know, you kind of need to have that up and down to like know when a really good day happens.
Yeah, I guess balance is the key. You have to accept you're not gonna get the good ones every day. But what are you gonna do about it is the question.
Yeah, sweet. Well, thank you for joining me tonight.
Oh yeah, dude. Thank you so much for having me on. Definitely a first experience on the live podcast, but I appreciate you pulling me out of my comfort zone here and get me on.
It's fun, and you get to have some good conversations with people. I'd never done one before either, and then just started getting into them.
Sick, dude. Well, I'm stoked to see more of them come out. Just want to give a big shout out to Jesse and Jonah for joining in on the chat. Absolute legend beauties there. And yeah, everybody that's supporting the Glide Factory and checking out what we got going on. Appreciate you guys. It's been an amazing ride, so keep it up. We're stoked.
I'm excited to see it keep on gliding.
Yeah. Oh yeah. All right. Sick, man. Well, enjoy the glide. I'm gonna roll out of here. I got some more boards to do here, so we're gonna get back to it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. Have a good night.